Hey Pickle Club, Happy New Year! Welcome back. Happy New Year, Taryn. Hey Simon. Hey John. Happy New Year, Zim. Hello, Stony. How was your New Year? Did you guys have good New Year's? What am I doing now? Not sure. I just I have two demo reels to review, and I will answer some animation related questions. So if you're an animator or into 3D animation, just stick around. All right. What did we do today? Hey Taryn. Did you start any new animations apart from what I've seen last time? And thank you for your email and wishes on the New Year's and Christmas. Mm, I think last time I did talk a little bit about audio. How to select an. You're not. Am I not animating? Um, Not today. I don't have anything to, but I mean, I could actually technically open a shot that I started, but I'll animate a little bit. We'll see. Mm. Hey Bristol, welcome back. Happy New Year. Oh, let me show you guys this one. Is the music too loud or is it good? Thank you so much for your kind words. I haven't started animating anything new yet, but planning. Cool. Awesome, Taryn. Hmm. So this one, this is something like I started on the side just for fun. but it's not a fun shot, but it's a pretty sad shot. A little bit, um, like, so I think if you guys remember from the last few streams, I always like ask to set your character and oh yeah, I unwrapped this actually. Hey Rizwan. If you stream next time, you can start animation from the beginning. Sure, Stony. I usually do from the beginning, but yeah, today I don't have anything in specific. But you can check out my previous streams where I have done an head turn from the start to finish. So that would be a good starting point for you to like kind of look back at it. And yeah, I did blinks and head turn. Um, and yeah, actually today you guys can like kind of suggest me what you would like to see from a character acting point of view, because I do know that Mark Pulleyblank, on Fridays he does animation as well, and he does more of like mechanical, like uh, any jump animations or stuff. So I will do more like acting based animations. So if you want to see anything, just leave it on the comment, so or in the message, so I know like what I can do the next stream. But today we have two demo reels to review, which is last week I couldn't go through. That is Sean, and then Zoeying. If both of you are watching the stream right now, just let me know. Can hear the music just a little. Okay, that's good. Perfect. But yeah, and yeah, I think I just like unwrapped all this, but let me show you guys Paul is actually my student, and I had him for 2 weeks. I was his mentor for just 2 weeks, but the first, I think the last stream, like before the New Year's, I think I did touch on a little bit about backstory of a character. Actually, let me see if that's worked. So last stream I was talking about staging and how to come up with your demo reel shots, how to make it look good in a way that you are motivated to work. So I do want to like, I think you guys remember this one. This is done by Paul, one of my students, and this was his shot, and he had this framing, and I think I did go about all this, like what is the negative space here and what is the character doing, how you're staging it. Oh, hey there. So I did like touch around this, and I said that he had a very comedic dialogue and he had two-person dialogue, and how he's staging it and stuff, right? So on time. Um, so Paul, this was, I think, last stream I touched about it, and I gave him a bunch of notes. But still, he's in a staging and planning phase. So it's up to him if he wanted to start a new dialogue with the new planning, with all the things that I have talked from my previous streams. So to my not to my surprise, but I'm so happy and surprised to see the huge improvement from where he has taken this shot to. So basically, of course, he could have like planned it out and like put some background, but I guess every animator, when they start a dialogue, and yeah, I think in this dialogue I did mention last time that the dialogue didn't have a proper graph where it started off and then it just like it didn't have that comedic punch to it. So on that I said go and find some other dialogue and or stitch it in, or if you want to start something new, that's up to him too. So what Paul did is he went and the whole Christmas break and New Year's he started something new completely, and he found a really good dialogue and he staged it, and I really love the whole staging and stuff, and he has done all the planning before as well. I can and Ozito, are you into 2D? I don't personally do 2D, but I am giving critic on 2D. Taryn on the stream right now, actually he's a 2D animator. It's the same principles, 2D or 3D, but I don't do 2D demos. That's the only difference. But if animation tips or critic or how to create a good animation and everything, the principles are the same for both. It's just a different tool. What, like Flash anime? Just give me some Okay, so this is the, let me, so this is what Paul from here to here. This is new shot. Let me know if you guys can hear the computer audio. You can hear it, right?
Coward! You cannot talk! One more word, and I will feed you to my children.
Oh, this is the...
You coward! You cannot talk! One
Okay,
more
perfect.
word, and I will...
All right, you can hear. So this is the shot he is. So he basically like staged it perfectly, and all the background and stuff, and like it's well framed and really good. Like I really like it. How he just confined to two characters, and what is the backstory of this character and why is he here. So there is like status change from a powerful guy and he's a weak guy. So it's a huge improvement, and I'm really happy about like how far he has taken this and how much effort and work he has put into this shot to make it look really good. I do have a rendered version, so this is how a rendered version looks like. um so what if you have this thumbnail as your render, you are so motivated to actually work on this shot, and like you'll be so motivated to like finish this shot, and you have a plan that, oh, this is going to go into my demo reel. Because if you have your shot, let's say in this form, no textures, nothing, you kind of like not motivated. You will finish the animation, you will make it look as good as possible, but what is all this negative space and where the character is and what's the backstory, like it's a just for a dialogue sake you're gonna work, but there is not a proper staging or planning in your shot. So um yeah, so I think it's very important to have a really good planning in a way that you stage your character well, and then you're motivated to finish the shot, and that goes into your demo reel. So, um, huge kudos to Paul. I'm so happy. Like when I saw this in our Q&A, I was really happy about it. Like how far he has taken the shot to. So, yeah. And actually he has like he came up with like two shots. So again, this is also staging and he has two characters, but in between this and the other shot, I picked the one with the monster. And of course, the second shot has a high chances of it too, but we first want to focus just on the complex shot, which is this, and get it as polished as possible, and then we keep on building the demo reel. So yeah. So I'm so happy that he has put all the notes from the streams and Q&As into work, and took note of every staging and spacing and the status change of the character and overall textures and the mood of the shot. So yeah, he did a really good job. So yeah, that's a huge difference, right? You guys can see how this was and how the recent oh, I must be opening. Yeah. So I wanted to actually show that so that you guys have a good idea of how you can put all the notes and the feedback I give to take your shots from a from a blocking stage to like a really good solid stage, and then shape it. So on that note, let's go ahead and jump into jump into Sean. Sean, are you watching the stream? Or Zoeying? I'll just go ahead and like give them notes on this. So I can talk a little bit about Simon. Did they model all the assets themselves? I don't yeah, I don't think he has modeled all those assets. He took some from online, but I think he like positioned them from like how he wanted to stage it. So yeah, I don't think he has modeled them. Yeah, I think I picked and composed a scene that resonated with me. Yeah, that's actually a good one. That's how exactly you should pick your shots, because it has to resonate with you in some way or the other. And that actually would definitely will be a huge driving source for you to actually keep working. So, and it will motivate you to finish the shot. Yeah. Good. Cool. All right. So on that note, let's dive into this demo reel. So it will be like a good starting point for anybody that wants to work on your demo reels, what to do and what not to do. So all right. Is the music, can you hear the demo reel music? I really like how he has put all these in here, so you know exactly.
We're moving rocks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah.
Aren't you an officer of the law? Well, don't they teach you how to withstand interrogation? Can't even tell a damn lie.
Okay, I can see you're not an idiot.
Wish I could say the same, Lawrence, but this is disappointing as hell.
Always have a plan, and always have a backup plan for when it goes wrong.
All right. So that's Sean's 2020 reel. And so the first thing, the music. Yes, you can hear. It's good. Presto. Yeah, the music is good, but in the beginning, I do know like how he wanted it to be very retro, and that's good. But once you
Trying to, but we're moving rocks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever.
that's good that he at least don't like silence the
Can't
music.
even tell a damn lie.
But usually it's better if you actually take out the music when there's a dialogue. So, or add some more like subtle background music. yeah, it's not too overpowering, so that's good. And he had first he started off with, yeah, that's a lot. Because in a blink you're missing what is this attack? Well, let me see if I can open this in Sketch. Okay, that's working. So let me open that in Sync Sketch so I can just draw over. Yeah, so this one, like the attack, whatever is happening, that's like in a blink it's gone. I saw 2 characters. I think I saw 2. Right. So I saw 2 characters, and in a blink it's done. From there it went to a run, and then it went to the tiger. And then it went to a walk. Why all those shots all cramped in the first few seconds? I think if you started off your shot with... Oh, I think you're giving like a preview? I assume, right? Yeah, I think you're giving like a preview of the previous shots, 2019. Previously in 2019. Okay. I see. I'm not sure how... Yeah, I'm not sure. For example, like, let's say you've submitted this shot in a studio, and then this went in a blink. We thought that this is just a title card, and then these all went by. In 2020, this shot started. So, I mean, your previous reel is also your stuff, right? So, of course, like if the recruiters liked you, they can go and revisit your other shots from your Vimeo page or your website or your YouTube. But it's better to have a first shot to be like a solid one, because you almost took your few seconds here. So maybe it's best if you can start with the shot from 2020 on your demo reel, because it's a 2020 reel, and you can select one of your best shots from 2019 and put it here, because of course they know that you have worked in 2019 a lot, so that's why you have come a long way with your 2020. I like the timing of the music and the whole...
Well, you gotta make the best of things, my friend. Yeah, I'm trying to, but we're moving rocks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that. All right. So the first thing, try to take out this one. If I know what you're trying to do, giving them a preview about your 2019. But let's start with this shot. So, draw. Right. Here, the first off is your camera work and your staging, like overall this dynamic work about this whole body mechanics is great. but your posing, how you're holding this, could be better because it all looks like broken. So have him have more flowy lines rather than having all broken here. So your hand pose, check your hand poses and make sure he is like inspecting what's on this thing. And he looks up and then he looks at this character. Yeah, that's all good, but you still can work on the little bit of the timing where he's like, you're dead, right? So more snap in the, because that timing of him doing this, either he can do like very serious or he can do that like a little bit more quicker. Just I felt like the whole timing is pretty even from the whole thing, so and track your wrist. So if it is it's kind of going this way and then up and then here. If you track the wrist, it's like here. It's like having a bump over there. So track your wrist, how it's going. So you can hold your wrist controller and hit motion trail. Yeah, motion trail. Windows. It here. Am I in animation? Play. Yeah, there should be like a motion trail where you can track your characters. It's in visualize. Yeah, thanks, Taryn. Right, so create motion trail. I don't think we have this in Motion Builder. I actually work with Motion Builder, so been along with Maya. But anyway, select your characters, any controller, and then you hit this thing, editable motion trail. So it will actually show the path of your character, and it can track. So need to have more cleaner arcs in that sense. So when he's doing that, just make sure it's clean rather than having there, I think I saw a bump here. Yeah, the timing of that thing and the camera work and the music, everything looks great.
Well, you gotta make the...
One more. This whole staging of this character, do you think he is powerful, whatever he did the landing? I know it's a slow motion. So before he's going for a punch with this arm, how he is going to... Yeah, I think this is... Is the music too? Maybe you can have his arm back a little bit, push it back. Right now, everything is moving forward. So see like how you can actually people punch. Either you are like, usually when you do boxing, you always have to like cover yourself, right? So when he is going for a bigger punch, so he is still kind of covering himself and then like going for a bigger punch. So look at the references, because I don't box, so I really don't know like how the actual mechanics of boxing or whatever the punch he's going for. So I would actually look into like this posing a little bit more and have him pose more in the powerful pose, because right now it's very broken. Like the arcs are very like not flowing properly. He looks like kind of in a weaker position. So yeah, just check the posing. Maybe uh, okay. So this is the punch, right? So these are really great photos. So how he is. So I wanted to ask Sean, right? Yeah, Sean. So how is like, do you have a reference when you did that punch? So you see here, like his arm is more relaxed. This is the arm that he's going for punch. In this, so if we see, probably your arm can be there or here, where it's more like relaxed, and then you're like going for a punch. So just look at some of the references how a punch is done. So this is like a great starting point. And yeah, look at that. Like, so yeah, I feel this is a very a weak pose for hey Jeffy, thanks for the lurk. So this is a weaker pose, so just like work on like a very strong pose, looking at some references. And
Well, you gotta make the best of things, my friend. Yeah, I'm trying to, but we're moving rocks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah.
Aren't you an awful?
okay, so let's first focus on the shot. So get that, and then probably here too, more line of action. If you can have him like in a more dynamic pose where he is leaned back and then have his feet stretched, I think that will make it more like your line of action will be more gray, and then he is ready to punch again. So this one, maybe you can have your elbow a little bit dipped because this is what is happening. So have that and then get all the energy and then go for the punch. So I can sit here and give you like more nitpicky notes, but overall I would work on like getting really strong poses on this shot because this is a very body mechanic focused shot. So have that punch, and I like all the graphics that you're doing here. And this end pose is again very important. How after the punch is how you would have it. And yeah, so that's what I have for this. I can go on with more notes, but that's basics of it, where get your poses really looking strong. And I think this shot has a really high potential for you to keep it on your demo reel because it looks really great with all the slow-mo camera work and stuff. So yeah. And here, again, like there was a ton of notes that I can give, but overall the dialogue is great.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? I mean, being heroic? Well,
I feel like from the start to the finish, your feet have always been, this character's feet have always been very symmetrical, not asymmetrical, symmetrical, and they are just like outward, and they have just stayed here forever. They're just like kind of moving here and there, but like I felt like this feet has been nailed down to the ground that he can only move in and out, but there is like not major change. When he's doing this, probably you can bring his feet closer and have his root like dip, take all the weight, because you're using your quads to actually lift that weight and then put it back. So get all that weight mechanics working. And yeah, I mean, I kind of like the staging, what you're going for. So, and one more thing, I think this was kind of standing out to me. It's like literally in the center of the shot that you have put it like leaning to the thing. So probably you can have it either move to a little bit to the screen right or to the screen left, and having him lean to this, or probably however, but this is pretty much like right in the center. So you're kind of breaking the 3/4 1/3 rule of the shot, so just careful about that.
Aren't you an officer of the
being heroic? Well, imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff. I mean, being heroic? Well,
And this hand, when I look at it, I like the way you
worst thing ever.
plant it,
Imagine being out
and because it's all in IK from the beginning, and then now he takes off and points it, and then goes back to the. That is very broken wrist when he's holding the gun. So have it posed more, instead of having it like that, have it posed more like he's holding an actual gun, like that, rather than very all like mushed up fingers. You can have more where, yeah, the thumb can be like, I think, in the bottom, and so that your wrist wouldn't be all broken that way. So, and then have a little bit of like change, because at the moment he's not in a shooting. He's just like talking with his friend and pointing things. So it will be good for you to have a little bit of pose change and shift the arm around rather than like kind of pinned to the gun.
Worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah.
Yeah. But overall, like, I can give more notes, but that's like the major general notes on that.
Being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah. Aren't you an officer?
Yeah, so
Worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting
job on that.
You mean being heroic? Well, yeah. Aren't you an officer of the law? Well, don't they teach you how to withstand interrogation? Yeah. Aren't you an officer of the law? Well, don't they teach you how to withstand interrogation? Can't even tell a damn lie. Yeah. Aren't you an officer of the law? Well, don't they teach you how to withstand interrogation? Can't even tell a damn lie.
Okay. I can see you're not an idiot.
Wish I could say the same, Lawrence, but this is disappointing as hell.
Yeah, overall I'm seeing a little bit of mushy animation where it's everything is swimming. So have more like the timing right, like more snap in your animation where things are moving in a real-time speed than having it all like so smooth and kind of flowy. So but I actually you're going for all the acting choices and everything like or the facials. I know where you're going with it, but I think your timing is lacking there. So if you can hit the timing right, then I think the acting choices or the gestures that you wanted to get, you will actually get them across more accurately. Yeah. And then for the T-Rex, references for T-Rex from Jurassic Park. And there are some other animators as well that have done like a bunch of T-Rex walk cycles and no penetrations. One more, make sure that you don't have that. And most of the weight for the T-Rex happens to be in the root. So this is the heavy part. So whenever it lands, this whole part will like kind of overlap with your body's weight, and then it kind of reciprocates with the momentum of the T-Rex. So, but I don't see the heaviness. It's just like it's a very like pinned down, and it's just like kind of moving forward. So, make it look more heavy, like the weight. So have his root go up and then down, and however you do with a bouncing ball, like if you're doing like a pretty heavy bouncing ball and it's kind of going slow and coming back up, it's if it's like a bowling ball, then it just like lands and then does a small bounce and then it's flat on the ground. But I'm more talking like if there is a ball that is heavy but then it still can like bounce a little. So how would you do that? Like it will take time and then it will fall flat. So yeah. So kind of work with the weight with the T-Rex. And yeah, I like this one. This looks more smooth and more organic.
Always have a plan, and always have a backup plan for when it goes wrong.
I'm not a really big fan of the walk cycles, so maybe I think you can just take that out because nobody really cares anymore about walk cycles. I mean, creatures are fine, but Walk cycle is very like intermediate, or probably like even like very, very like a person who is just in learning animation. So since like you already have showcased that in your 2019 reel, you may want to just take this out from your 2020 reel and just keep more acting choices, like one person, two-person dialogues, this stuff, and then you can put actually, if the alignment of the demo reel, I would say this could be the first shot because I can see it's very dynamic and stuff, and you can, that's a one-person dialogue, then you have, take that out, and
Always have a plan, and always have a backup plan for when it goes wrong.
yeah, so that could be like a good closing shot. So take that out, and yeah, I mean, if you don't mind taking this shot, you could too, because it's not more about like how many shots you have on your demo reel that you get selected at a job. It's basically, even if you have 3 good shots, if you can showcase all your skills and your skill sets in those 3 shots, that's more than enough than having bunch of 20 shots in your demo reel. And yeah, yeah, because the recruiters wouldn't have that much time to sit there and watch all those 20 shots. So basically they go here and then they see, and then they'll be like, okay, that's good. They might not even come to the shot 3 or 4, so you may want to put your best shots here, and then they might actually go back and scroll, but they wouldn't. People say that put your best shots first and last, but that's not how it is done. Mostly like recruiters, they have first few 3 seconds here, or at least like yeah, first 5 seconds probably in the beginning of the shot, and then they are done. They're like, okay, I know what this guy's like skill sets are, so whether it suits for our company or not, and on that basis they actually hire. So I would highly recommend that your best shots should be always in the front of your demo reel in the beginning, and make sure that they're really polished and looking great, because what you have in the end really doesn't matter. So if you really like this shot, if you had it very polished, then I would ask you to put it in the beginning. Or if you're really happy about this one and these shots, then we can have it. But I would actually tell you to, maybe this one is more organic, so you can have it, but actually you can remove this and this. So then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, this one. So yeah, so 5 shots should be good. Or actually you even can take out this if you just wanted this whole thing to be a character reel, and then you can make a creature reel separate, because sometimes it's not good to mix like creature and character reel together, because creature reel is something that you're specifying more to like creature animation. If you had to work on Jungle Book 2 or Lion King, the feature film, so that's where you need more like realistic, or like if you're going into film or stuff, then they want to see more of creature stuff. But if you wanted to stick more to games or any other TV or commercials or stuff where they do more character animation, then you wanted to have more character animation. So have all these put more polished, and make sure that you put more character animation in your demo reel. So yeah, that's all I have for you, Sean. So take out this shot, maybe take out this one too. It looks great though, but, and then you can take out this one. And yeah, I mean, if you can render out one good shot, 1 or 2, that would be great, because it's all about present, how you present it, right? So if you can render it out, that would. What are your thoughts on putting both game animation and acting animation pieces in the same demo reel if I'm about to apply to game studios, for example? Sure. I mean, unless they are not creature, where like it's a separate category, they should be good. Yeah. So you can have like a game animation reel where it's like all like takedowns or like an NSTBs and stuff like that. Yeah, sure you can put it, but if you have an acting piece, then it's actually good to like kind of categorize. So for example, if you're going for cinematics, then you don't have to put your game animation where you're doing cycles and takedowns and stuff, because that's not you're actually applying for. So I would actually try to more categorize to the places you're applying for. um I think I did show you guys my website where, so this is my website, and these are those of the films and games and short films that I've worked. So that's like kind of like telling the recruiters that these are the titles under my resume. And then in my animation, I have game and cinematics reel, which I will have cycles and more like game related stuff. And then I have a character reel, which is all hand keyed. So there is not, because sometimes in the game there could be like mocap and stuff. So yeah, so I have to kind of specify it's a hand keyed and this is more game related. So I divide those two. So if I put these two together, um, it's generally I'm showcasing all the work I have done in 2020, but then I am not targeting the audience that I am actually going for. So it's actually good if you can divide both and put both on your demo reel and on your website. If I answered your question, Paul. I can actually look at your demo reel, what you're talking about, so I can give like more specific guidance on that. But yeah. Yeah, but here like on Sean's demo reel, these are like a different types of work in one demo reel. So if he's applying for, let's say, a DreamWorks, they don't want to see these two, I guess. So yeah, like you have only like your 5 seconds to 10 seconds to pretty much pitch your idea to say that give me a job. So if you're gonna take all this and have a mixture of body of works in one demo reel, yeah, you're pretty much like, I don't know if they can even get till here, but you're kind of confusing the recruiter and yourself with bunch of work. So again, your demo reel is not there to just showcase all your work that you have done in 2020 to put it in there. It's more about put your best work in your demo reel. Hey Tinkle, how's it going? Yeah, so that's what I have for you, Sean. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me or reach out to me. But yeah, I think on that note, we can move on to the next demo reel, because I could sit here and give more and more notes like about staging and everything. But for now, I think this is a lot of shots in demo reels, so it's better for you to like cut down a few shots and make it more precise and more solid demo reel, so you can yeah, you can have a best shot at your job searches. All right, let's get another one, or I can drag and drop, I guess. It's here to attend the lecture. Today I don't have an actual lecture prepared. I'm just reviewing stuff and going through some of the demo reels. People have reached out for some critiques, so today I am going I just did Sean Lowe's demo reel, and now this is Zoeying's. I don't know if they both are here, but last review or last stream, I was actually trying to review them, but I can't wait for too long, so I'm just gonna do it, then they can kind of rewatch. Okay, so this is Zoeying's, and this is actually his game reel. I suppose. I think everything is here. Game. Reviews are always very helpful. Yes. I suppose this doesn't have music. It's okay. So music is one of the parts too, so that sometimes you don't have to have music because anyways recruiters will switch off the music unless there's a dialogue because they don't want to get overwhelmed with like techno music or any kind of music. So if you don't have, it's all good. But if you do want to put music, make sure that you tone down the sound and have it very like just minimal somewhere in the background. Just kind of supporting, but it should be fine too without any music. All right. So I've seen a lot of cycles, so definitely this is a game reel, but again, we have a creature, but if he's applying for, let's say, Guerrilla Games and they have like creatures and human characters in the game, so that would be like a huge plus. So again, look at your targeted audience and in such make sure that you are stitching all your shots together. So I'm not gonna give like very accurate, like nitpicky notes on this. Overall, I'm just giving a broader notes from where you can go start working on them and then just keep moving forward. But for now, I'm gonna just because I don't have you in my Q&A or like full-fledged mentor, so I'll just like give more broader notes. It's a really specified game reel. You like it? Hey, Stu! Yeah, this is very focused for game. Seems like he's done very like game-oriented reels. I like the way he like if you look at the vibration, like I really like that. Like that's great. And the first right off the bat, what I've seen is when he is going for that big move, I assume this hammer is like really heavy. But I don't feel that heaviness. Probably this guy, it could be like pretty light for him to lift that, but you may still want to show that heaviness. So at least in this frame, have the hammer more in this, so it's like kind of still, so it's right now here, and as it's going up it's still in that shape, like before tilting it, like showing that weight still there, it would really help. And then he uses all his power and then throws it on there. So right now I feel if you see the spacing of this is very on like 2s and 3s, I guess. So it's very like evened out. So you may want it to be more, let's say, heavy, and then he's still like struggling it to bring, and then he uses all his power and brings it here and then over here, and then he bangs it onto the thing. So this way you can like see that that the hammer is really heavy and then hits on the ground. So right now I feel like the whole spacing is pretty even, so you can like check that out. But I do like how you are doing the whole vibrations, like the reciprocation of the hammer. But then after all that, he lost all the weight here and it just feels more light, and then he just comes forward as if like it's pretty much like paperweight, the hammer. So maybe you just want to like have a good transition from here to here, because you still wanted, maybe he could hold that, the hammer is still planted on the ground, and then he moves forward to make that move to drag it around and turn, right? So yeah, probably you can have him just take a step or something and still have this on the ground. Don't lift it because it's pretty heavy. And then you can feel this. And again here too, again it's all in like twos, so have him drag and then hold the whole weight again here. Don't have it like pretty straight. Have more dynamic in the poses. And nice. There you go. That's what you need, that timing here. And yeah. And again, from how he's going from this position to here is important, because till here it's pretty heavy, and now he's like, when the director says cut, he's going back to like, okay, now I'm done with that heavy hammer, it's now a paperweight. So you don't, always keep in mind that you're still working with that heavy hammer all the time. You're not going off the character by making it look lighter in your arm. So yeah. So that's a big note what I have. I mean, again, I can sit here and like keep giving more nitpicky notes, like how the foot has to be planted and everything, but that's again for more detailed. I would still like go and like check have it a roll, or probably have it tilted more to the other side where it's not like broken or something. So have more look into the posing, and yeah. And that is like broken, so maybe like, yeah, just like have the transition. So yeah, again, it goes back to here, like go and study a lot of like physical moves and line of action. So it would actually give you like, sit here, and if you can find a good reference of the drawing, then sit and like pose the character really good, so you would know, because this is not that powerful pose. And him being here very like just, if you just like kind of close on the monitor, there is no hammer, it just feels like he's not pulling anything heavy, he's just like in that pose. So you may want to like hit those kind of like line of action and dynamic poses to make that hammer look more heavier. So focus on that. So that's pretty much broader note what I could give you. And I assume this is, yeah, this is exactly the same with the flipped camera, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about this Tinkle? Tinkle is like actually really really good at, she loves game cycles, and she has really great stuff on her reel. So yeah, if you have anything to add to this, please let me know. All right. For the next shot, okay, so you have a ladder shot here, which is like this lady running and then jumping, and then you have a ladder shot here. If you stitch these together, put it together, I think it would be great. Right now they're spaced out pretty far apart, so that would be a good continuity. Like, okay, that landed, and then you have cut, go to here, and that would be like a good transition. So on the ladder, the first biggest thing what I've seen is your hands are very robotic. So if you see, again, they're symmetrical. Both are very much like here. So again, you have to see how a jump is done. Go ahead and look at the references. You are preparing for a bigger jump, so you wouldn't be standing first in this position. So either you would be in like kind of like leaning forward, or probably like standing in a way that you are preparing yourself, like, okay, I am going to go and jump, because nobody would like jump from here to there, I assume, because usually if you see people jumping, they would take few steps back and they will prepare the momentum to go and go for like a bigger jump. So yeah, you can like maybe prepare her to take like few steps back. Yeah, you're already doing that, right? So but then you're having her foot planted so solid that it's not even moving. It's something is pinned down here. So you want it all loose, like more organic, where she's preparing to make that jump. And I would have more actual posts over and described by it. Would you or the student mind sharing the screen and scheduling? If I can provide some better feedback. Oh, you mean like I send you this link? I'll share the link. I mean, I can do that off stream. So and then I can send this video to him if that could help him actually. But I would wrap up this because in half an hour I'll be doing. Yeah, perfect. All right, again here. So the starting pose is very important. Like, it's the anticipation before her jumping onto this. And the jump too, it's track your route. It's again very linear. So you may want that jump. So, and then the spacing as well. How is the spacing, whether it's even or before the spring off and then jumping onto the ladder. And then look at your head. Probably you don't want it to be tucked so in. So like your starting and the final pose, how you end is very important. And at the same time, transitioning from your first pose to this end pose is also very important. Hey, Cody. How's it going? So, yeah, I see a little bit that you're doing that kind of like that spring in the brood. That's good. That's working pretty great. But nice. I like the roll. Okay, here I would actually I really like the roll. One thing I did notice, it's definitely very even spacing jumping onto the ladder. The is lacking that acceleration for the push off. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what I was mentioning, and that's a good point, Tiffany. Yeah, so yeah, I think exactly the spacing is pretty even, so you may want to check that, and yeah, if that helps. Okay, going back to this roll. Yeah, I really like that. Again, you're starting. All your starting poses are very like, you know how you say in the game pose, T pose. Like when before an action is done, everybody's like T pose and then they go action. I feel like that's what is happening here. So if you can like put her in like that pose, like starting pose, I'm not sure. Probably, I think the game reels would start with a very generic T pose, I guess, but I think it would be more interesting if that character is holding that pose before that roll. So some kind of pose and hits into the roll. For now, she's like going A, then bent, and then roll. So maybe holding a pose would be an ideal and good, I guess. So games don't start with a T pose, always start with an interesting idle pose that gives a good idea of what kind of character you're playing with. Yeah. So, okay, that's good to know. Yeah, because on the game reel, you don't want to start with a T. That I think that's what I'm seeing mostly on your demo reel everywhere. Like here, yes, you have posed. That's great. But if you are doing again a jump, it's again T pose, very straight. So hold a pose and then jump. So that would be great. So that's my biggest note overall for your demo reel. And yeah, hold a pose. And so we know exactly the context, what she's gonna do. And then she goes into the role like that, what you're doing. Again, I can go and nitpick the more notes, but you can have her more stretched out rather than having it T or like the hill. So because it's almost like a spring, right? You want that more. Your body is almost like, look at the swimmers when they're about to dive into the water. There is a spring motion because they're taking all that body, they're mushing it together, and then they spring off to go for the bigger dive. So that's what is happening. So yeah, this is again like I'm kind of going more in detail, but yeah, have it more spring like stretched out, and then you curl it in here. So instead of it like all broken, if you draw over this is all broken, right? So have her legs, let's say here, and have it more curled in. So it is more, it's more like you're using your momentum, your body weight, because now the whole weight is here. on your arms and your torso is curled in before you are going to make that here too. So here you can have it more C. So like bend, tuck down your hips, and then have it roll over. So I feel like you're doing the roll great, but there is more details missing where it could look more organic. So even right here, when it is peeling off the ground, you can have it more see. So look at the limitations of the rig if you can do it. Get more like cleaner inner arcs. And yeah, again here, the from going from here position right now, like what pose she's striking in the end. So she kind of like roll off, like what, that's a dynamic, like, okay, she's like doing it. And is she holding a gun and pointing at something, or is she ready to fight, or she's striking a pose? So that's very important. So your starting and the ending has to be good. And how she goes to the pose that you're gonna select. This is again like take out this the T pose, the game T pose. So yeah, again we are seeing the same thing, so don't do that. So yeah, overall that's my note, but I think in all the shots I feel like this is my favorite, where it's working but you could like more polish it and clean the curves, and then strike a pose. That would actually make a huge difference. Moving on to the next, again pose it. Yeah, it's very again sorry, it's very symmetrical. Like all your arms are symmetrical. Like again, it's like, so see how you're doing like before you jump. So, and here the weight is actually here, so she would actually tip over. This is not a spring off, so what could it be that a jump? Yeah, anyway, so check the references, and it's very like again all pinned in one spot, so make sure that it just feels like you're moving the whole character, just like it's just like a Superman flying up and about to hold this rod and like go to the next. So you do want to have that spring. So it's pretty much like a ball here, not there, ball here, and it's squashing, and then it's a spring, and then it's still in the spring action. So you're still like kind of landing here, and you take off and then you roll. So at the moment I see like you're moving your whole character, and if you track your route, it will show you're doing this, and then it's doing that. It's going over past that, the jump. So it's literally doing that. So make sure your arcs are more cleaner. So take a spring off, jump, hold the rope, roll, and then whatever, do the roll, and then you land. So yeah, so that's the... And here, you may want your legs more spread out downward so you have that line of action because you're about to land right now. So your feet are already preparing to hit the ground. Because if you're here, right here, you might literally fall down. So you're pretty much using your weight to like move your body to basically land here. So you may want your feet already like about to land. So you know that you're even if you're a little bit leaning back, but your feet are trying to like bring back you onto the out of the ledge so you don't tip over and fall. So yeah, I feel like she would land somewhere here, but again, like she's coming back to her default T pose. So you may want to check that, like how far is she jumping? Is she jumping here or is she jumping like over there where she is like landing and having that contact? Because when I see here, I feel like the contact would be somewhere here, but when the animation finish, the contact is here. So that's a huge difference. So check those contacts, like how you're making the character land. Again, how you would end the pose. Yeah, I think maybe a creature could be in your demo reel. Again, like one more thing is your arcs. Have it more rounded, so you're kind of like when tigers or animals or even cats, when they're actually running, they go into a ball and then they go out. So make sure that you are curling in so you're actually getting that spring off. That's good. Like it is more out and then you have it more curled in, tucked in. So check the references so you'll have a better idea and it looks more organic. Right now this looks very broken. You want it more like your arcs to be following and you're posing to, it would be more tucked in. So yeah, that's a note, but I think I'm not sure. Like, I feel like all these, if I'm seeing and then I got the creature, maybe you can leave the creature in the end. So I would say push this shot right after this, and then you will have the jump, and then you will end it with the creature, or the animal, walk cycles and the run. So yeah, the tail looks pretty stiff. See if the reference, do you have any overlap in the tail? And if you can move a little bit of the jaw, if the jaw is doing nothing in the reference, then you can leave it. But if you don't have any controllers to move the jaw, it's okay. And a little bit of the ear animation. These are again like polish and nitpicky. I'm not sure if there is ear animation. I don't see it. Yeah, overall, but it's working. I can go and sit and give more detailed notes, but let's jump into the last shot before I wrap up and go for some Q&A. Okay. So the two big notes. Your spacing again is even, the root going up. You're not actually showing how the weight of the root, like whenever you plant your feet onto the ledge here, you're not showing that your quads are using the momentum to push the root up. Right now, the root is just like going, translating up, and then your feet are just doing their job to move from A to B to C to D. So make sure when you plant the feet, your root is doing its job to go up and stay there. You need to feel that weight in your body. So that's the big note. And two, the biggest one is when she trips over, I feel like your legs are doing the job by going from curled to open. Yes, she tripped, but then your torso, this part is very static. Like it didn't move much. It just went from like away from the ledge to closer to the ledge, but nothing is happening in the shoulders. Like the weight, if you tip, you're pretty much, the heavy weight is on the bottom. So when you tip, like you almost would like lose weight and try to hang it with one hand or both, but there will be a lot of tension in your shoulders because the whole weight is right now in your arms. So I don't see that. It feels very, very robotic that just the legs are moving by themselves and the upper body is very stiff. So you may want to pull the shoulders down and make that feel that the pull is happening here on the upper body as well, because it's reacting to how the body is getting pulled down. So yeah, those are the big notes. And again, check your broken arms and have the fingers posed better. No dull poses or idle poses. So have that, and then have some foot changes. For example, there is like no toe roll or stuff. There's nothing happening. It's very like very basic poses. So have it peel off so you know that it's using the tip to peel off from the ledge and go up. And when she is trips over, have a foot change so you know that it's pretty relaxed, not too stiff. And yeah, and then again here too, like have it more relaxed pose. So yeah, when she's actually on this ledge and trying to push off this weight up, you want this to curl more, where you're using this weight up and then your torso is opening up and then you're curling in. So right now it just looks very arbitrary, like it's just moving up and then just like staying there. And then just twisting in that. So yeah, just check those. But yeah, overall, you are going in the right track with your demo reel, but there's a lot more to do than what I see right now. So keep working on it. You're on the right track. So I would say, yeah, that's actually my favorite shot, the roll. So if you can go ahead and polish that and put somewhere after this would be great. So make sure that your weight is good. If you don't have proper weight, then put your best shots in the front. But let's say this is the first shot, and then put the roll second, and then the ladder third, and then stitch together this ladder, and then the last would be the, oh, and then you have the jump, and then you have the tiger walking. So that's the alignment of your demo reel if I had to choose the alignment. But yeah, that's all for today. Um, yeah, that's Zoeying. So I'm sure Sean and Zoeying both are not on the stream, but I hope they will check this out later. And if you guys have more demo reels that you want me to check or any reviews, feel free to send it my way to my email. I think it is. Yeah, it's Spectra at cgspectrum.edu.au. So let me put it there. So it for your reference. Yeah, send it to that. Any demo reels, and we can start from. I can look at more. The idle poses slash animation is almost always the hub of all the animations as symmetrical flows in and out. Yeah. So, yeah, send all your reels to the email. And from today's review from both, from Paul's, Sean's, and Zoeying's, 3 demo reels that I have reviewed today. If you guys have any questions, you can shoot me because we have another 15 minutes before the stream ends. I can answer that, and feel free to send out any demo reels that you want me to check, 2D, 3D, anything in general that is related to computer graphics, even the VFX, but it's more like demo reel based, but I wouldn't have very specific notes on the VFX, but I could say like, oh, this shot could be in the front, that looks great, or the sound or the staging of the shot and stuff. I can talk about that, but more in specifics, maybe you want to reach out to the specific mentors. Yeah. Any questions? Can you play the animation, please? Animation mod. Sure. So this is a demo reel by Zoeying Wang. So we're just kind of reviewing his demo reel. Are you Animator animation mod? I think it's you hopped in for last time's stream, I believe. Or is this your first time? Yeah, so this is Zoeying's, and we have Sean's.
pretty awesome. It's not awesome. This is the worst thing ever. Could you imagine being out there getting shot at and stuff? You mean being heroic? Well, yeah.
Aren't you an officer of the law? Well, don't they teach you how to withstand interrogation? Can't even tell a damn lie.
Okay. I see you're not an idiot.
Wish I could say the same, Lawrence, but this is disappointing as hell.
Always have a plan, and always have a backup plan for when it goes wrong.
Yeah. Sounds good, animation mod. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. We have another 10 minutes before the stream ends. Anything related to animation? Anything related to computer graphics? 2D animation? I have a lot to learn from you today. Thank you. I have 2 questions. Sure, Taryn. Please go ahead. How would you animate a character moving and acting diagonally in a space? Would you parent a camera to the character from the side or the front? When the character is moving in space, no, you wouldn't parent the camera. You're actually using a group. Guys, let's open. And your second question is, in case of animating a fighting scene, would you choreograph and record it first as a reference? If it's more like anime, like fight scene, how would you animate it? I would definitely use a reference. And if it's more like an anime where it's like very like exaggerated and like hold a pose and then like there's a flash goes into like another, then you would still use the base of your reference, and then you would go ahead and exaggerate the poses to get to what you wanted. But reference is really, really important, because especially when you're doing a choreographing a fight scene, you would want to gather as much as reference as possible just to get the body mechanics right, because when you do it actually, you would actually know how things are done. Or if you know someone that is expert in that field of fight scenes, you would know that too. Let me look up. I think there is one guy. One guy that I really like, he actually does in his garage, like he makes these, he's like a stunt man. Let me find that, or I could show you guys next week. So basically, there's one YouTuber, he does all stunts in his garage. So that's like a really good references where he uses like a green screen or blue screen. So everything is like captured in like orthographic views. So you know like front and the side. So that's like a good reference. And from there you can go and like exaggerate it according to, or if you're really good at 2D, as Taryn, you draw, so probably you can like do a sketch of your fight scene from anime, and then you can transfer that to 3D, or if you still want to stick to your 2D, then everything is like sketch out your fight scene, how it's done. And if you have a good reference, I think that will be a good point to see all the mechanics right. Thanks for doing what you do. I caught a couple of your previous streams on YouTube, but this is my first time here live. Do you have any advice on what to add in a previous demo reel? Hey Space MYN. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks. So I would say for previs, try to, like, I know that in the previs it's mostly how you frame a shot and things, but like I see some of the previous reels where the characters are like posed out, just like moving and translating, but not like they don't show up the character hitting a pose in the previous shot. So if you have the time and if you want the previous reel to look good, make sure your camera work is good. At the same time, your poses are posed out pretty strong, because your poses are pretty much delivering the story of what the shot's gonna look like. So yeah, I think that will be my biggest advice, because I think I have seen few previs where they focus more on the camera cuts and making sure that they're going from in and out of the shots, but the characters are not doing much. So if you can add in a little bit of poses here and there, and add in, instead of just having it in like a pose and translate, if you have like a little bit of a pose change, like let's say like a stop motion, but not cleaned up stop motion, that would be great. I've been using mocap data instead of just poses in that. Is that okay? Yeah, that would be great, because yeah, you're not being judged on your animation skills at this point. You're more on the previs, like how you can like do the camera cuts and how you can stage a character, how you're using all your environments and posing the characters. So if you have your mocap data, I think that would be great too. And make sure that it's not too overwhelming where everything is moving, but like make sure that have that hold a pose, and you're kind of conveying that story in your previous. So that would be my advice. Welcome. Yeah, I think there is one reel I've seen recently. I think it's Avengers Endgame. Let's see this out. There's sound. Yeah, so third floor. I know these guys pretty well. I've interviewed them and I have a bunch of friends working there. They are actually really good. Previous studios back in LA, so Los Angeles. So yeah, so this is like a good, you can like take some references online to see how a previous reel is done. And they don't have any animations. And again, here I think they're using all the mocap stuff to pose the shot. So you don't have to focus on the eyes or anything. If you can just if you can convey the story, that's more than enough. Yeah, that's good. I think they do use Unreal for or Unreal. They use Maya and I think for the compositing and stuff. Nuke. Yeah. So, I could actually get more information on like what are the exact softwares they use, Space, so I can give you more specific answers on that next stream. It's almost 8 right now. So it's time to end the stream, but that's like a good reference for you. And that's great that I see that, yeah, you said that your school doesn't really offer a previous class, but Mark, who is also a CGS Spectrum, yeah, I know Mark Blank. Instead that he would focus on previous stuff this upcoming semester. That's awesome. So, I've talked to them. They use Maya and Unreal. Great. Thanks, Cody. That's good. So there you go. So they do use Maya and Unreal. So yeah. So Mark is cool. Yeah, Mark is fun. I think he does streams too. So you should definitely check him out. Yeah, that's a good starting point. In previous, like I say that if you have the character just like translating and it doesn't show much of that dynamic poses, or if it's going to be like a Avengers game or say. So as much as your camera work, you do want your characters to be posed to convey the story. So yeah. Well, that would really help and convey a good story. So on that note, we will end it here. And next week I will go ahead and yeah, I think I forgot about Cody's reel. We can check him out next week. And then I will prepare some notes probably on some animation stuff. I think some kind of facial animation or fingers. I think someone asked me last time fingers, so I could do that. So I'll prepare more for the next stream. And for now, I think I'm gonna wrap up on this. And if you guys have any demo reels and stuff, please send it to me and we can go through that. All good. Nice to see all the other animations. Cool. Thanks, Cody. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Spaceman. Thank you so much for the class. Have a great weekend. Looking forward for the next class. Thanks, Darren. Have a great week. And I will see you guys next stream. Have a wonderful night and day. Talk to you guys later.